And welcome back to part 4 of What If Uzumaki Lived in the Leaf. Last time, we basically ended with Kakashi, Team 7 finally being formed. The real quick things to go over again. As always, there's just little things to talk about because people always bring up points. Let's see here. Someone did bring up real quickly that the Flying Thunder Glide, or the Flying Raijin, is actually a space-time ninjutsu. It uses a jutsu formula, not a seal technically. Because seals are generally used for sealing, which is true, but it can also be kind of, when you see it, it is a seal pattern. For instance, a summoning jutsu is another space-time ninjutsu, but they do refer to it as a summoning seal. So take that for what that's worth. But you're technically right. I'll save that one for last real quick. It may be unlikely about Kushina and Hinata's mom be friends. Entirely possible, but irrelevant in this. I think most likely she still died young, Hinata's mom, because we never meet her in the series. And I think the whole the whole beef between the Hyuga and the Uzumaki would make that difficult anyway. People keep someone brought up, and I actually responded to this in the comments, about the tradition of the best and lowest scores. Minato would probably do some innovating with that. The Inishukacho would probably stay the same. But if we were going by that logic, the lowest score student in the class would probably be some no-name student, except for Shikamaru, and he was going on to Inishukacho. So Minato would probably be, changing things up a little bit and playing a little favoritism towards his son. And there was one other one that someone brought up real quick before I bring up the last one. The Hyuga incident. Would that still happen? Because it was technically under A's orders, but he respects Minato, so he wouldn't necessarily have done that. Well, he also did respect the third, too, admittedly. Maybe not as much. Because he is still Hokage. He's the professor. Ninja go rogue. My response, honestly, was Ninja go rogue all the time. It's very possible that still could have happened. And Tsunade still would have left. I don't think, even though she's got family in the Uzumaki, they're not like direct family, per se. Because her grandmother was an Uzumaki, not her mother. So she is 50%, quarter. She is a quarter Uzumaki, which is still a large amount Uzumaki, to be fair. Yeah, but the last little thing to talk about, people keep bringing it up, that the Ichiya massacre would not have happened under Minato's watch. Now, this is all personal opinion, obviously, but yeah, Minato may have tried to stop it. Danza probably actually still would have ended up taking Shunsui's eye. Or Shusui's eye. I always say Shunsui because it's Bleach. I still think that actually would have happened. Look, there are scenarios where it would not have happened, and there are scenarios where it would have happened. I think this is a scenario where it still would have happened. Because you also have not just the Uchihas, you have the Hyuga and the Uzumaki. And, they're standing in the village, probably dropped quite a bit. Anyway, now that we're nearly little last 3 minutes, and let's actually talk about it. So, things would go relatively the same for a little bit. I mean, we'd catch up to them. Naruto, what's your distance from the target? 12 meters. Give me the, just give me the signal. I'm ready. Believe it. All right, and go. Go catches the cat. Uses like a minor paralysis seal on. It's like, yeah. It's like, all right, kitty, that's enough now. Tora, lost cat, Tora found. And so, they bring the cat back. Now, what is it? Has anything different happened with them? Well, actually, yes. I first off think they work much better as a team together than Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto did. Naruto is also a lot more competent, and he's arguably the strongest kid in the class. Sasuke can still probably give him a good run for his money as he pushes Sasuke to improve, but they are already strong for their age, and this helps push Hinata a bit further. Helps with Hinata's confidence. Actually, have people she can talk to, and people who actually respect her and value her opinion. Even Sasuke sees her probably as the most competent girl in the class. A, she's from a clan, admittedly, but B, when you really look at it, she's the most physically capable, definitely, hands down, and most likely her grades are at least average. So, she just lacks confidence in herself, which would be boosted through teamwork and just interactions. Furthermore, I could actually see them going on a couple C-rank missions prior to the Wave mission. I think Minato would have enough faith in them and see their record. They would still be doing a lot of D-rank missions, don't get me wrong. But Minato would have enough faith in them to send them on a couple. I'd say maybe 3 prior to the Wave mission. So, yeah, by the time we get to the last Katora, all right, now next on the list, we have this, getting groceries, picking potatoes, and this. and so forth and so on. And Naruto would still be the one who, raises the whole. So come on, but it's not like no, not more. I wanted it. It's none of that crap. It's more like, look, is there any C's available? Look, we've done enough since we got back from the last one. We've done like a dozen so far. So can we maybe get another? Is there any C's available? Can we take? And Sasuke's like, yeah, I have to agree with Naruto. I mean, it's nice to have a little time off, but come on, I think we're ready for our next one. And Hinata, for his peace-loving and as non-confrontational as she is, does admit, like, as much as he likes these as like a nice time off, she does want to improve. She's going to have to push herself. And so she does, and she kind of just goes nods like, And towards Iruka, not as rudely as he does in the original, says, look, Naruto, I know your team has had a couple of successful C ranks, but you're still only Genin, okay? Yeah. Iruka and then Sarutobi, I think, would also be there too, because he aids. He's an aide of Minato, even though he's retired. He still helps. It's like Naruto. Naruto. I'm sure you're aware of this, but in case your teammates are not, he explains the whole ranking thing. And Naruto still does the whole thing. So I'm hoping to catch around last night. And I'm thinking to ask her to make a little this. Naruto, are you paying attention? It's like, sorry about that. I was just looking at him, just like, I figured it's time. We have one C rank mission available. It's like, really awesome. I mean, if it's okay with everyone else, like, and Kakashi's like, well, you're right, Naruto. We've been doing C ranks for the last 2 weeks. All right, D ranks for the last 2 weeks. I imagine we could take one more C. It'll be to escort this guy to his country and that whole thing. So here's the what's this? I asked for ninja protection, and you send me little kids. And the short one even looks the weakest of all. Now, keep in mind here, Naruto's actually had a good diet in his time. One of the reasons, I don't think it's actually fully ever stated in canon, but it's fully believed one of the reasons he's as short as he is because he didn't eat very well. Or as he was, I should say. He grew up actually pretty tall. But yeah, the reason he was as short as was because he was really only eating ramen. It stunted his growth level. He wasn't getting like proper nutrition. Here he got proper nutrition, so he's probably closer to like taller kids in his class. To which that means he's actually kind of dishing out hate towards Hinata here. It's like, wait, the tall one, who's he? And Hinata just, she's a little down, but and I was like, hey, that's no way to talk to the people you're going to protect, or who are going to protect you. If you don't want, if you don't want us, you don't have to take us. But we're the only ticket in town. It's like, what's that, Brad? You saying something? Yeah, I'm saying something. You don't get to talk to my teammate that way. It's like, easy, Naruto. You can't just attack the client. It's like, yeah, I am Tazuna, master bridge builder. I must get back to my country. And so they head up there, get things ready. Sasuke packs up. Naruto says goodbye to his mom and the clan, getting ready. Points out that this guy's a jerk. He bad-mouthed Hinata, and that's not cool. Kushina's like, oh, you're so cute defending your girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend, Mom. She's just my friend. He's like, oh, that blush says otherwise. By the way, someone brought up, like, it could lean either Hinata. That'd be. I have never done same-sex coupling in my videos because this is not fanfic. I don't do fanfic. I mean, if I did fanfic, I actually, believe it or not, when I considered doing it, I did consider doing some same-sex coupling in one or two of them. But I've never actually done it, and before anyone asks, I don't really intend to. Because if I were to do a fanfic series, that would just be a different version of the What If, and that's just, no, I'm not going to do that. Plus, I would prefer reading a fanfic to listening to someone talk about it. But anyway, anywho, so, and then, Hinata gets her stuff. Obviously, Hiyashi's like, what are you going? Oh, we have a mission, Father. Another mission, a mission that requires you to leave the village, another C rank. Yeah, yes, very well. Very well. Come back and give me the not the rundown. When you're done, give me all the what would the terminology be here? Give me your report of the mission and how it goes when you get back. And he, as a yes, Father. And good luck. He's trying to be at least a little better because Hinata is actually bettering herself here a little bit and he's noticed at least mild improvement, and that's at least something to, take note of. He obviously was always harsh on Hinata, but here I think he'd be at least a little softer, showing that he does care despite how his demeanor may be towards her. And she does give a smile to that. I was like, yes, father. And so, they head out, and you don't get that whole, yeah, it's his first time being in the village. No, they've been out of the village plenty of times now. And so they're just walking. And I do think you still get that whole, don't they Land of Waves, or Land of Waves, Village of the Mist? No, is it a Village of Mist? No, Land of Waves, yeah. Land of Waves have ninja? No, not there. But, there's the Hokage, Raikage, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Dad's really cool. Anyway, same routine as always, guys, and to which they all kind of nod. And Sasuke is actually bringing up the front. Hinata is bringing up the rear. Has the activates Byakugan every so few minutes, like every 15 minutes or so, just for a quick scan. And Naruto has a barrier seal activated for sensory purposes. Now, maybe the thing about seals is that by the definition of them, by the name, you would think that seals are only used to seal things and release them out of there, but that's not quite what seals in one of the best way to put it is, and this does come from a fanfic, but in theory it makes sense. Seals can basically do, as long as you know how to make them, anything you want them to do. Basically, for instance, if I were to say have two seals on my hand, I could release chakra between them and create a barrier. Or another way to do about it is I could suddenly release the chakra instead of doing the barrier. There's seals here and seals here, which contain, let's say, a giant orb of chakra, like a Rasengan or something like that. Or, for example, I could use a seal to basically slam the seal in my hand to decode something like writing. Seals can do pretty much anything depending on how you structure them. They're not solely used for the sealing of objects and storing them away. That is the primary function, but that's not all they can do. Naruto, in this case, uses, you basically just, I've always liked the idea of having a seal on your hand that releases ink, and you can just then immediately do that. I've always liked that concept, and I think, like, the Uzumaki would do that quite often. So, Naruto just, and then basically has a minor barrier seal, not even a barrier seal, it's basically like a detection seal. It's such a light frame of chakra around their area, a dome area, that it is capable of, detecting chakra signatures. And so they go for a while until they stop. Hinata and Naruto both stop simultaneously, because I would imagine they are roughly the same distance away. In terms of like her range, his range. They both stop and go, and Kakashi says, stop. Kakashi and Sasuke see this, and they basically just say, yeah, it's like, what is it? It's like, around this many meters away. There's a chakra. There's a puddle, but it's steaming with chakra. Yeah, I'm getting at least 2 chakra signatures out of that. Naruto's like, just got to seal up. It's like, chakra signatures. Well, why don't we see what they want, shall we? To which the team, minus it doesn't go like. It's just like, it's more like. And to which Sasuke and Naruto do have a bit more of a smirk because they enjoy a good fight. And so they're walking by. Obviously, the Demon Brothers come out, take Kakashi out. And then it's like, Kakashi Sensei! And it's like, got you. And to which Naruto says, Sasuke! It's like, got it! And just smacks him. Sasuke gets the chain in the bark of the wood. It's like, I can't break loose. Sasuke comes again, release it! And it's like, and then 2 Naruto clones come up, as Hinata's been protecting Tazuna the whole time. It's like, sorry, you won't be going anywhere. It's like, what the? And they basically just go straight to the ground. I can't move. What is it? Paralysis seal. Normally is a minor one from dealing with that damn cat, but these ones are the extra strength ones, just for you guys. I can't move. Yep, you're not gonna remove as long as I say so. To which Kakashi just pops in. Good work, all 3 of you. And now then, why don't we get some answers out of you? And say, how'd you know about our attack? A puddle on a clear day when there's been no rain. Oh, come on. Just kidding. Actually, it was my teammates. What, you mean these little Genny? They were able to figure us out. And it's like, yep. It seems the next generation is just getting all the better. By the way, Mr. Tazuna, you and me need to have a talk. And so, obviously, Um, Obviously, they have the conversation, and they agree to. We're now beyond the scope of this mission. Now, this is a key scenario because Naruto basically does the whole, the cool thing. Naruto, that was really cool how you let the blood out and all, but if you need to bandage it up or you're going to die. Really good idea to stop you bleeding now. Seriously. I was like that. I learned the eye smile just because of Kakashi. Like, because I just like the way he's so nonchalant. It's like, really good idea to stop the bleeding now. Seriously. Anywho. Um, Anywho. So, I think you would still get them protecting him. I think they would still do it because Kakashi, for all it's worth, we know is a lot stronger in this version. He still can't openly. Someone brought up he always had his Mangekyo because we got it when Raymond was killed. Yes, by all accounts, he actually always had the Mangekyo by the beginning of the series, but he was never capable of using it because he didn't have the chakra reserves or even the chakra control at that point. Even though he had good chakra control. He never had the reserves for it. So he really had to train up through part two to use it. But yes, technically he always had it. He still can't use it here, but he's closer to he's probably like midway to his Shippuden counterpart in terms of how strong he is. Still can't use it though. And then, you got Naruto, who I've stated most average Uzumaki kids getting are probably low tuning, and Naruto's definitely above average, so he's actually probably mid tuning in terms of his skill. And Sasuke's probably even high getting, hovering towards low tuning at this point. And Hinata probably is around the same. So they're definitely a competent team in terms of skill and power. But, Kakashi's just weighing odds. Very well. And I think actually Tazuna would probably throw all those like, but don't feel bad. I mean, if you leave, they'll just kill me, and then my daughter will condemn to hidden leaf, and then my poor grandson, Granddad, I want my granddad's. I guess we have no choice. We'll have to keep protecting you. Oh, I'm very grateful. I win. But yeah, they basically go in the water. This time they're all quiet, obviously. Naruto being Naruto, they all again. They're going on their whole sensory thing. And this time, they pick up, and even Naruto, who's usually brash and full of confidence, even goes like, Kakashi, there's a really big chakra signature, and Zabuza can hear this. It's like, wait, how can they? Wait, those eyes. And he must have some sort of sensory capability. And it's right there. And those eyes are Hyuga. No one. And then the blade comes out. After he uses substitution jutsu, they get down. And those brats, those are some pretty skilled brats of yours. Kakashi of the Sharingan. No wonder they were able to find me. That kid's an Uzumaki, isn't he? Well, actually, he probably wouldn't be able to know Naruto's an Uzumaki off the bat because of the blonde hair. If you're a redhead, give him dead away. But if he's a blonde, probably wouldn't know that to be certain. But he definitely would know Hinata's Hyuga. The girl's a Hyuga, isn't she? And that kid's got some sort of sensory capability. And the other one in front looks pretty daring also. This should be fun. I'm here for the bridge builder. Step aside. Can't do that. Manji formation. And then, they get in there. So I get to see the Sharingan in action. This is an honor. Sharingan. Now, Naruto does know about Kakashi having it. Hinata and Sasuke probably wouldn't, so they still got the surprise that he has. I think words here. And so, yeah, their fight goes down. Now, it still goes initially the same way it does in the original. Kakashi copies the water clone jutsu, and they copy the water jutsu again. He gets thrown into the water, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata have to go and save him. Obviously, Hinata stands back to protect Tazuna. And then obviously Naruto and Sasuke try to take him on. Now Naruto, fortunately, does have a couple more tricks up his sleeve in this version. Unfortunately, it's really not enough tricks to really help him against Zabuza. Because he just couldn't overcome him. And even though he's got seals, he's fighting a water clone. So even if he played And so even if he were to get a process seal on the clone, it's just a clone. Zabuza could make another one. Still, though, he eventually is able to, get his headband back, because I do believe Zabuza kicks him in the head, and then launches himself with a wind jutsu, because he does know his element at this point. So he, using Gale Pumps, kind of launches himself back, or no, not back, but launches himself. They launches the air backwards to launch himself forwards to try to attack Zabuza, and then firing a bunch of clones off as well makes it a bit more challenging for Zabuza to do anything. But ultimately, it's not like he can really take Zabuza down. But what the whole point of it was for the Demon Windmill Shuriken trick that Sasuke does. Is that you black. So you were that diversion was just to use a shuriken to attack me. You bypassed the clone aim for my real body. Smart, but not smart enough. And the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu. And yeah, he transforms to Naruto using another little technique he's probably picked up at this point. Shadow Shuriken Jutsu. Shadow Clone Shuriken Jutsu. And then and this bites with a kunai, obviously. It's like, what? And he does actually get hit, and the clone gets hit, and he actually even gets nicked a couple times, like, I'm going to kill you, Brett. To which then Kakashi comes in, stops it, and beats the living crap out of Zabuza. Even more effectively than he did in the original. Haku shows up and takes Zabuza away. I don't see Naruto getting all upset that Haku stepped in. I think he'd be like, what the heck was that? No. In this world, there are kids younger than you, but stronger than me. So save your energy for the next fight. Now, Tazna, we still have a mission complete. We still need to get the bridge builder to his bridge. And let's go. Now, one big key thing here, Kakashi might be tired, but he does not collapse. He's like I said, he is not his Shippuden level of strength, but he's like maybe midway to that at this point. So his reserves have probably already been drastically increased compared to what they used to be. Or compared to what they were in the original. So even though he's tired out, he is not floored. So they walk to Tazna's house, and it's all said and good. And they're greeted, and everyone's happy, except for Inari, who's a whiny little whatever. And yeah. So at the 22-minute mark, let's just talk about the training aspect and the whole house scenario real quick. Kakashi still is resting, but he's not floored like he was, like I said. And he does deduce that Zabuza is still alive. And, well, how are we going to tell you that? I can still train you. But now, is Kakashi a better teacher in this one than he was in part one? I can't say for certain. I'd like to believe he is. Like he would have already taught them water or tree walking. But I don't know. I think Kakashi's teaching is still nebulous at best. So here maybe he tries the chakra exercises, but I quickly realized that Naruto already knows this exercise. And Hinata immediately takes to it very quickly. And Sasuke, obviously, even though he's stronger, his chakra control can still use work. So Hinata and him are really the ones trading with it, whereas Naruto's just kind of working on his own stuff. And that's really how it goes for a little while. Naruto's probably, working on a couple new seals. I can see, by the way, I never actually discussed Naruto's wardrobe. Naruto probably has, I'm trying to think of a wardrobe I've seen him wear. If you remember, what was it, the third Naruto movie where it was something in the Crescent Moon or something like that? He actually had an outfit I kind of liked in that one. I can see something akin to that, but with some bracers, or not bracers, but gauntlets, or gloves. Why am I thinking gauntlets? Gloves, just ninja gloves that have seals on them. And he's practicing some more advanced seals on there just in case. And he puts, and I'm going to lean into that a little later. He's, working on those. He eventually will meet Haku. They'll have their interaction. And this will come after the blow up from Inari. And, see, the Inari thing is also a little difficult to pinpoint how that would go. Because this Naruto has not known the type of hardship that Inari knew. But But at the same time, he does remember the stories of what happened to like the remainders of his, like the majority of his clan was able to survive, but his clan, he did lose a lot of his clan. Plus, he knows what happened to Sasuke, and he's aware that Hinata's home life isn't always the best. Not that her dad's necessarily abusive, although training can get her ass kicked. But call that abusive in the Naruto world, that is more kind of, I guess it is kind of abusive to some degree. So Hinata's home life isn't the greatest either. Plus, he's seen plenty of kids that, plenty of people in his passing who have been struggling. So I still think Naruto might be the one to kind of put him in his place, but it wouldn't be the exact same thing. Looking at your whining and crying like some sorry little victim. I don't know if it'd be like that, but I think Naruto would say something along the lines of, do you think you're the only one struggling? Dad, you have your grandfather. You still have your mother. You have a home and a roof over your head, and you can be provided for. Everyone, nearly half the majority. I've walked through the town. I've seen your neighbors and what they're going through. They don't all have that luxury. There are people suffering on the street, hoping to get a scrap of food just to survive, and you think you have the right to complain. Then I can see him saying, he's like, grow up. And to which, I could see them doing something like that. Kakashi might come out to comfort Inari. And it wouldn't be the same thing he says in the original. I'm sorry about that, what Naruto said, but he isn't entirely wrong. You've lost a lot, and we can sympathize with that, but can you really be so, you can't think it's solely yourself when it comes to these matters. There's a whole world out there that's suffering a lot more than you are, Inari. Suffering too, not just you. The question is, are you going to just sit here and just continue to wallow in it? Or are you gonna, you know what? I'll paraphrase a line from, weirdly enough, Hardcore Henry. It's a good line. I'll say the line afterwards, but basically, he says, so are you going to just sit here and wallow in it? Or are you going to stand up? Scrape the dirt off your knees, look the world in the eye and said, you're not going to take me down. My dad, you wouldn't, I'm trying to think. He'd probably bring up his dad maybe a little bit. You're not going to bring me down. Now, the line from Hardcore Henry, if anyone saw that movie, like the few hundred or 10... Hardcore Henry, what did that make at the box office? Weirdly... but anyway, this is pretty much where the what if's ending today. Hardcore Henry, hold on. Hardcore Henry. Because you wouldn't remember that. It was the POV movie that was done like a video game. Let's see. I mean, it was made on a budget of $2 million, and it actually made $16.8 million. So it actually turned a little bit of a profit. That's insane. I didn't know it actually made that much. I thought it bombed. And I have a lot of fun with that movie. But there's a line in it where Henry, the main character, is remembering his dad, was played by Tim Roth. And basically the line it basically gets to him talking about, how his old man talked to him and how he, wants Henry to grow up. And it's like, look, Henry, I love you, and I'm not only ever going to call you by your name, but you have to, you're going to have to make a choice. Are you just going to lay down and bleed? Or are you going to swallow that blood, get up, and spill some of theirs? Like, that's basically the line I was parroting. And it's a good line. I like the line. It's a good line. Tim Roth was probably literally on set for like a couple hours. That was it. But it was still a good scene. I haven't thought about that movie in years. Holy crap. When did that come out? Hold on. That movie came out. Oh, God. That movie came out 6 years ago? Oh, my God. 6 years ago. Wow. God, I feel old. Anyway. Thanks for watching. That's where we're going to leave it. We'll basically cut it off where they're basically going to go to the bridge. We'll leave it there. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you folks for the next one.